Hello, beautiful people. Hope you're all doing well on this day of the equinox. Today is actually the equinox. It actually happened about 15 minutes ago at 2:45 p.m. He put my phone on silent because my mother's likely to bloody ring me. I've already spoken to her, but you know, she's messed up her TV again today. Bless her. She can't see, and then because she likes to listen to the quizzes. So she points the TV, the remote up at the ceiling, and I'm like, Mom, you need to point it underneath the TV. Bless her. She likes to hear the quizzes. She's not 100% deaf, but she is very hard of hearing. But her sight, she can see, but it is very, very limited. She has macular degeneration and glaucoma. So yeah, she's can only really see around the edges. I can't imagine how awful that must be for a person to suffer with. I really can't. And she has to have all sorts of aids and help around the house. She has a thing that she puts on the side of her cup that's got prongs in it, so it beeps when she's reached those prongs with boiling water so she can make a cup of tea. And everything has to be in the same place so that she can find it easily. And if the TV goes wrong, she gets upset because obviously she can't see to fix it. She can't see the buttons on the remote. And we have tried to explain to her to feel with your fingers, but I think the natural thing is for all of us to look to see what we're doing. So bless her, love her to bits. Thank you guys for waiting for me for a few minutes. Really appreciate it. You'll see at the top of the page, I have put up a poll. How do you like your eggs? And yes, as Billy said, there aren't enough choices. I know. I do apologize. Omelets missed off, quiches are missed off, and chocolate eggs are missed off as well. So I sort of put the 4, you only get 4 things that you can put into the poll, which is really annoying. So far we have 15% liking poached, 8% liking hard-boiled, 31% liking fried, and 46% liking scrambled. So if you haven't voted already, go and vote, and I shall reveal that a bit later in the live stream. If you would like to join the chat, our wonderful people in chat, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, wait a minute, and you'll be able to chat. Please keep it polite and friendly. I'm happy to have debates with people as long as we are all cordial to each other. I've got some fabulous mods who will not tolerate anything that is rude and harmful towards other people. We all have emotions, we all have feelings, and there's a load of shit going on in the world at the moment. So let's try to be kind and caring to each other rather than, you know, shouty. It's no good being shouty. And it's Friday. So please give us a like as well if you are watching, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That would be great. Share the live stream with your friends on your socials. That also helps to boost the channel out there with the YouTube algorithms. I just want to say as well, thank you to all of my new subscribers who have joined the channel over the last week or two. I really appreciate it. I am so close to 1,000, guys. I need, as of today, 33 more people to join to get to 1,000. So I'd love to do it before my birthday, which is the, again, 25th of April. So I do like my birthday. So let's see who we've got in chat. Hi, Elle, lovely to see you. Omelette, okay, not enough options, says Billy. Hi, Billy, lovely to see you. Hi, Alex, and I'm sure Draka's there as well. Wonderful to see you. Pete, I'm so glad you are here. We have all been wondering how you've been, and we are so glad that you are feeling a lot better now. Yeah, everybody was asking, where's Pete? How's he doing? So just wonderful that you are here. I did send some healing. I think when we don't see you in one of the chats, we're all like, is he okay? Because we know you're on dialysis. And there's a hair in my eye, as there always is. Who else do we have? Yeah, we've all been thinking about him, Billy. It's just wonderful that he's with us. Hi, David McGuinness. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. Enjoyed the live stream yesterday. Guys, if you don't follow the two Davies, please give them a follow and sub to them. Really excellent channel if you're looking at politics from a Scottish point of view. And I know that there are many Scots in my chat and subscribing to the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Sorry, this hair is... I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Yeah, I got it. It's a cat hair. Of course it is. So really worth watching. They talk about all the things that happen in Holyrood, and obviously they keep their eyes on the prize, which is, of course, independence for Scotland. And I am English, and I do want independence for Scotland, but there's also a part of me that wants to keep you guys here because I love you all so much, and I do love Scotland. It's a beautiful country, and who knows, maybe one day I will have the funds to move up there, because I think that's where I'd like to be, out in the middle of nowhere in a little bothy, looking over a glen or a loch, or just enjoying the nature that is up there. Not the snow so much, but then again, I'm pagan. We need to have those seasons. And it's cooler up there, which means that my running will be better, and there are more hills. So it's excellent for running training. Gallifrey and Wren, hello, my darling. What are you cooking today? Chris C, thank you for joining. Chris C is my producer, not officially, but does a wonderful job of reminding us what's going on in the world while I'm busy yakking away. Also, Chris C, please put a link to your website for the goodies that you make. He makes wonderful bandanas for doggies and stuff. Please support him. Support small businesses, guys. We need that. You know, we are so tempted to order from Amazon and, you know, the big stores, and we forget that there are creators out there who are trying to make a living. And it is really important that we support them. Now, Gallifrey and Wren's not great, and I saw something about your pip. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Good day, One Angry Pagan. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon, you wonderful hedgehogs. Frig's love and blessings, and Frig's love and blessings to you as well, Pagan. Lovely to see you. Pete says, it's been better, but delighted to be out of hospital and the sun's helping lift my mood. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Hi, Draka. I thought you were there with Alexis. Elle, I've said hello to Elle already. Liebshin, hello Liebshin, lovely to see you. Good afternoon, and how are you all doing today? It's beautiful, sunny, warm day here in Ayrshire, but I'm pretty meh as usual. Well, hopefully you'll be a little less meh after today's show. And then, of course, don't forget 5 p.m. Daily Blase, absolutely brilliant show if you want a good laugh. I did actually contact him. I hope he got it, for a video that is absolutely bloody brilliant. And I can't show videos. I don't know how the bloody technology works. So it's something to learn in the future when I've got a chance, but it's absolutely brilliant. I hope he puts it on because it's so funny. You'll laugh your heads off. You really will. I didn't share it in my community post because I wanted you guys, I want you guys to actually see it, you know, and I think it'll be really funny if he does play it. Who else do we have? Oh, loads of comments here, loads of comments. Gallifrey and Wren, just exhausted. I'm tired of nosy neighbours, being tired, being ill, transphobes, being on the brink of WW3 and being stressed out by Pip. I'm tired of it all. Bless you, Wren. I know. I'm sorting out my Pip at the moment as well. It's been months. It's been absolute months, and I've got no money. That's it. It's simple. So I am busy setting up a GoFundMe for the cats, which I will do this afternoon once I've recorded the Ostara video, which I wanted to do this morning but didn't have a chance. So we'll talk a little bit about Ostara later on. The weather here is a bit overcast today, and it's chillier than it was yesterday, but my run today was bloody amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. So fast. So bloody fast. After yesterday's slow plot, I felt it was slow. My app told me it wasn't too slow, but some of you may know for the last 2 days, not today, but there were sort of 3 days where I didn't have my head meds, duloxetine, which is an antidepressant. And So I was in withdrawal symptoms yesterday, which was bloody awful. I had a headache, I had dizziness, lightheadedness, you know, so when I stand up, it's like stars, nausea, just feeling as if the world was off kilter. But I still ran, but I knew that it was the side effects, you know, stiff neck, all sorts of things that happen to you when you are, you know, not being given your medication on time, because bloody doctors, I ordered it last week and they refused the prescription, and I do not know why, and they didn't inform me. It didn't show up on my app, and I do take a screenshot of when I've ordered it because I know it's happened before. So I reordered it on Monday. It was sent over to the chemist, but of course, you know what the NHS systems are like, and it's 5 to 50 million days for you to get the prescription. So I rang them yesterday and asked them, did they receive it? Is the medication going to be delivered to me today? Which it was. That was yesterday. So as soon as it arrived, downed my medication. That probably looks really rude. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Oh my God. Hopefully I made you laugh. So I took my medication, and this morning when I woke up feeling 100%, so I'm really glad with that. But yeah, transphobes, yeah, I'm just sick of all the bad that's going on. And I think when I did my little upload yesterday, and my little video yesterday when I was out running, I did mention that we just need boring politics for a change. All this shit that is going on, and there's just so much at once, isn't there? There's like, it all just comes in. It's like one thing after another. And it's horrendous that we have to suffer this. And the internet hasn't helped either, because we keep seeing it. We keep seeing it. And I know a lot of you guys are like me. You doom scroll, you look at this and go, for fuck's sake, what the hell is happening? Central is pretty decent weather-wise. Good for you, Pete. Glad you've got that good weather. Thank you for popping up the link to Daily Blase. Spent the best part of the day trying to convince C+ and JavaScript that they really do want to get along, but alas, they are being pains. Coding sucks. Coding does suck. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Blessed Ostara to both of you, Alexis and Draka, and to all of you. I'll talk a little bit about it and what it is in a few minutes. Elle's gone to shower. Ooh. We won't peak. Promise we won't peak. Diz, you know, I've done it again, Anta. I do it all the bloody time. I put it on top chat instead of live chat, so I miss half of the bloody comments. Let's have a look. Sorry, guys. I am just going back to where the bloody hell I was on the chat. So there's a lot more messages now. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me while I scroll back up. Don't want to miss anybody because that is just rude. Proud Scot from Rabbie Burns country. Wonderful. Scottish history is so beautiful, I think. Obviously not the parts where bloody England invaded you guys, and I'm really sorry about that. I really am. It wasn't me, you know. It wasn't me. I just, yeah, you know how I feel. Like I say, I want you guys. Oh, wow. I've just seen your message, Chris. I'll come to that in a minute. I want you guys to have your independence. I want you guys to be happy. You guys have been ruled by this fucking shithole country for so long, and it's just not right. It isn't right. Yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of people that disagree with me, but they can go. Gift eggs for Ostara, absolutely. Why the poll? Put a flag on it. Oh my God. Did you see my video yesterday? We'll talk about that in a bit as well. My God, it's already 4:15. Hi, Alistair. Lovely to see you. All of them, to be honest. You see, there's messages that I've missed here, guys. I am so sorry. So sorry that I've missed messages. Dark 4x4. Hello, lovely. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Oh my God. Chris C says, 2 people have been arrested after attempting to enter HMS Fastlane submarine base. One of the individuals is reportedly Iranian. So this may well be a terrorist thing. Fucking hell. It is. I warned you guys a few weeks ago, things to buy for this shit. To be honest with you, I'm quite close to Sheffield, so if there is a bomb, it'll go off there, and hopefully I'll be gone, because I don't want to live in radiation and stuff. I've seen Threads, and it's not pretty. And Threads was filmed in Sheffield. It was all set in Sheffield. If you want to be scared, and if you want to have a depressing movie watching day, watch Threads. Let's have a look. Sorry, guys, if I've missed anybody's comments. Yes, I'm fashionably late, Liebchen. Always fashionably late. Just scrolling down, guys. Very sorry if I've missed anybody. It's not intentional, believe me. Reform UK suspends Scottish candidate less than a day after. What was he suspended for? Brilliant. Yes, gift eggs for Easter. Eggs are. I'll get to Ostara in a bit. Okay. Person impersonator doesn't like eggs. Hello, person impersonator. Good to see you. Chocolate eggs. Do you like chocolate eggs? Kinder eggs, because they've got the little toy inside. Crunchy day, and it's Friday. It's Friday Frolics. Yes, please join Friday Frolics. And then after that, we've got Aid Thompson, and it's Maximilian Robespierre. And then it is, I don't know if he's doing a social tonight, guys. I've not been catching up with Graham from Politics Social this week, because he's been going at times when I'm actually out running or busy doing other stuff. So yeah, let me know if there is one tonight. Molnir is ready to drop, says One Angry Pagan. Who diverted COVID grants to his personal bank accounts? Is this the guy that was dumped from Reform Scotland? Oh, bless. Chuck Norris has passed away at the age of 86. Let's send some healing to Chuck Norris. Well, not to him, to his family, to his friends. A definite icon that will be missed, I'm sure. Oh, only 32. 968 subs. Thank you, Viper. Thank you very much. Mithril, hello, Mithril. Lovely to see you. Still going down the comments here, so bear with me. Hi, Sir Larry. Lovely to see you. One of my mods, if you could pop up Sir Larry's website, YouTube channel as well, that would be awesome. Did somebody put up the Two Davies link to their YouTube as well? Trump has called NATO allies cowards for not helping the Strait of Hormuz. Trump, you are really not helping rebuilding bridges with allies. Trump is not helping anything. Trump needs help. The man is an imbecile. He really is going through that cognitive decline, isn't he? I just can't get over the idiocy that he is and the shit that he spews out of his mouth. Caesar salad dressing, eggs the primary reason I could never go vegan. Dark 4x4. I tried. I did try to go vegan once. Vegan, I'm not sure. We all pronounce it differently from different parts of the world. I did try. It was tuna. I couldn't do without tuna. I did it when I was at school, and my mum had opened a can of tuna for my sister's sandwiches, and I was like, I need tuna. Thank you for putting up the links, Elle. Have a reactive or nervous dog, or maybe your furry friend is training, please consider one of my lead sleeves to help communicate your pup's needs while on walkies. Please do. Please do. Check out Chris C's stuff. Really, really beautiful stuff. I don't have a dog. Solstice, so you know what that means. Bike MOT, taxed and terrorized the shit out of the highways and byways. Woohoo. Absolutely, Pete. Absolutely. In fact, I've heard quite a few bikes going past here the last couple of days as well, because it's on a main route. So tearing up the tarmac. You'll tell Darren if he's not seen it. Great Viper. I did link it. I think I atted him, so I don't know if you've seen it, but it's absolutely brilliant. Indy, hello, Indy, lovely to see you. Sorry, I've only got to you now. Scrolling through this, you're watching on the bus. Thank you for joining, my love. I did see a comment that you said the crystals haven't worked because you've had your phone on them. We need to do a cleansing on those crystals and an intention setting on those crystals. So I'll talk about that a bit later on, something that you can do. And good day to do it today, tomorrow, and Sunday is to get those crystals really, really charged with the positive energy. Pete went to my local Chinese, asked the waiter if there was any Chinese Jews. He said, just orange juice. How's yikes? How's yikes, Pete's? Here is a Daily Fail headline. Brits told to WFH and use ovens less as Middle East energy crisis explodes, and Rachel Reeves can't help because she's maxed out Britain's credit card. Fuck the Daily Fail. I actually ordered some gas canisters yesterday, some butane gas canisters. I know it's from Amazon, but they're 29 quid for 28. If you have a portable stove, it works out cheaper to, you know, the camping stoves, it works out cheaper to cook on there. If you use the smaller size pots rather than your big pots with the big bottoms. Sorry, guys, it just rolls off the tongue. Yeah, so have a look at that if you want to, you know, just to save a bit of cash on that sort of thing. Also, I've got a camping heater, which if it does get cold, I can put the gas canister in there. And if you put it on low, it warms up the room. Okay, it's not as hot as using your heating, but it warms it up. And be careful, be careful, be careful. I have a fire mat that I put underneath it so that if it does tip over, it actually has a switch that it turns off. But in case it does tip over, I don't want to set the house on fire, obviously. Let's have a look. So still going through the comments here, guys. Sorry, and it's done that stupid thing. It's done that stupid thing. Broke Boy. Hello, Broke Boy. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. Grim Reaper didn't find Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris has finally found the Grim Reaper. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. At least it's not as flat as Pete's joke earlier. I have a friend who is part of the Royal Marine Fleet Protection Group, and he's very trigger happy. He did several tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. I get the trigger happy thing. I used to love going to the shooting range. My dad used to own a pub upstairs from the shooting range when we lived in South Africa. And all the cops went to the shooting range and to the pub after. South Africa, completely different culture. But I used to love going. Used to absolutely love going. Brilliant. Nothing like pew-pewing something to release that tension. And I do miss it, I must admit. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing anything. I'm Scottish history. Yes, absolutely. She's absolutely brilliant. Random Scottish History, absolutely brilliant channel to go and watch. Oh, and Bruce over at Scotland History Tours. Yeah, so can you put up Random Scottish History's channel as well? Okay, Graham said he's going to try and do the Friday social stream. I've missed some stuff. Hi, blah, blah, lovely to see you. Fuck off. If Chris Norris is dead, who's going to protect us? Absolutely. Chalky eggs usually scare me. They're claggy, but so is all chocolate. I love chocolate. I'm an absolute chocoholic. I really am. Sorry, guys. I am. Beavers are going to be released in Cumbria. Oh, that is brilliant news. Brilliant news. Maybe beavers will go on the pound notes. Chernobyl is so accurate. It certainly is. But did you know that there's new stuff growing there? I actually pulled it up for a show from one of my Stuff and Nonsense shows a few weeks ago and never got to it. You know how my shows go. I've got this list of stuff that I want to talk about and then it all goes tits up. So I do apologize if I've missed anybody here, guys. I do apologize. Yeah, you know I'm not good with these things. Can't be true. Okay, I've read that one. In medical terms, his brain seems to be porridge. Yeah, I'd say worse than porridge. Slop that you feed pigs. Chuck Norris has gone to assist Lucifer with handling Trump. Did you know that Lucifer was actually a god of light before he was made a demon? Fallen angel. Lucifer. Luke means light. And then he fell, cast out of heaven. And yeah, and he was a Roman goddess, I think, if I remember correctly. God, rather, God, not goddess. Got goddess on the mind today. Chuck Norris and his legendary third fist. He's been recalled to Krypton. Staunch Republican supporter. Well, yeah, I would have, you know, there's one thing being Republican and then there's one thing being MAGA. You know, the two don't really go together. You know, Trump's just a fuckhead. He really is. Hi, David Jacobson. Lovely to see you. Sorry, just scrolling down. The evil lives in the phone and real life. Hon, you have to practice magic over and over and over again. It's something that we do daily. Promise, something that we do daily. Chuck Norris rejected the periodic table because it didn't recognize the element of surprise. That was crap. Oh, it's done its thing again, guys. I'm sorry. What is this Kung Fu guys? Jean-Claude Van Damme expressed support for Donald Trump during the 2016 election, stating in interviews that America needed a businessman to run the country. Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the wife beater, the muscles from Brussels. Yeah. Not one of my favorite people. Ruth Aisling does lovely videos. She's a walker and gives lovely, if a bit superficial history too. Thank you, Mithril, for adding that. I am so close to that 1,000 subscribers, David. I know that day I will run around the garden naked. And no, I won't record it because nobody wants to see this naked. Even I don't like to see it naked. Lightbearer, thank you, David. Absolutely. Yeah, Lucifer, Lightbearer. Most of the fission projects ejected during the Chernobyl has already undergone two half-lives. Yeah. Sorry, I know about tits up. I tried to keep the other David on topic. Really works. I did notice that. But you know what? Your show works. The show works. I love it. I love the anger. I love the sort of, you know, I try not to be angry, but I do get angry sometimes. I try to make jokes out of it. They don't always work. I'm not very good at jokes. Statue of Liberty is Lucifer, broke boy. Okay, Statue of Liberty is a woman. Okay, not sure what that has to do with anything because it was from France. France sent the Statue of Liberty over, and she's busy walking back to France through the ocean. The areas around Chernobyl before the war had the largest population of wolves in Europe. I dread to think what has happened to them. Apparently, if I remember rightly, they are still going. There may be genetic defects, but I think it was the moss and the fungi that was growing there had actually sort of regenerated quite well. But as we know, fungi is the biggest living organism on the planet. Lucifer Morningstar, though I'm fairly certain Morningstar is Mercury. Morningstar, isn't Morningstar Venus? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chris will probably go and investigate because he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Just a quick look. The invasion doesn't seem to have affected the population of wolves. Good, good, good. Because wolf is my magical animal. It's my spirit animal. That is, my magical name is Wolf. Wolves are very resilient. Yeah. One Angry Witchy doesn't have the same ring to it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I just think, yeah. Another Scottish history channel, Ruth Aisling. Okay, you mentioned that. Chucky supported Dumpf. Chuck Norris, the martial artist turned action star whose outspoken opposition to LGBTQ plus equality drew years of criticism, has died. Okay. Thank you, Sir Larry. I was prepping veggies. What's all this about gender fluid Lucifer? Yeah. Chucky will not be missed by me. I think we all had our favourites. To be honest, I never really watched Walker Texas Ranger. Wasn't my cup of tea. I found it a bit cheesy. But I know a lot of people liked him. So, yeah. Isn't Lucifer connected to Saturn, the black cube? Could be. Again, if somebody wants to... Mercury can also be called the morning star when it appears in the east before sunrise. It depends if it's going backwards or not. Chucky and his mullet. Saturn is a god, was a god, is a god. Because Saturday is named after Saturn. As you know, I'm a big fan of reintroducing wolves to this island. They're the keystone species, along with beavers. I agree. I think we should have wolves, because that would make my running so much more interesting. Can I imagine running through the forest and there are wolves chasing me? I'd run so fast. We're running with the wolves tonight. Does anybody know that song? Can you tell me who sings it? He's a meme and a joke. The legend was greater than the man. It's not that deep. That's true, blah, blah. Traditionally associated with the planet Venus, morning star rather than Saturn. Yeah, I thought so. I thought my mythology was right there. Mythology, witchology, paganology, because it's in one of these books. I've got a goddess and god book somewhere, but I've got another goddess and god book somewhere over there. And yes, I know, Mel, you did ask for photos of the books. I've taken some, and I've got the others to take the photo of because I've not had a chance to put them back on the shelf yet. I should hopefully have a chance to do it this afternoon. I started recording my Ostara video before I went live, and then my phone decided to do that. So yeah, I'm going to have to re-record it. Oh, the sun's coming out. The sun's coming out. Yay. Right. So, Ostara, Aostra. Let's have a quick chat about that. Now, there's a lot of contention around this because some say that Christianity stole it from us, but there is no actual proof of this. There is no proof that Ostara existed herself, or Aostra, the goddess. Some say she's Germanic, some say she's Celtic. The knowledge about her is very, very small. Bead. Okay, this is from the Ostara book, and this is Ronald Hutton tells us of Stations of the Sun, A History of the Ritual Year in Britain. It falls into the category of interpretations that Bede admitted to be his own rather than generally agreed or, turn the page, proven fact. A number of German scholars cast doubt upon its utility during the 19th century and early 20th centuries, although not with sufficient evidence to disprove it in turn. Two facts do seem to emerge from the discussion. One is that versions of the name given by Bede were used widely among speakers of Germanic languages. Excuse me, coffee and 4 biscuits. I had 4 biscuits before Germanic languages during or shortly after his time. Thus, the Christian festival known as Ostara in the Main Valley during the 8th and 9th centuries. The other is that the Anglo-Saxon Ostara, signifying both the festival and the season of spring, is associated with a set of words in various Indo-European languages, signifying dawn, and also goddesses who personified that event, such as the Greek Eos, the Roman Aurora, and the Indian Ushas. So that is from his book, Stations of the Sun, A History of the Ritual Year in Britain. Bede was the first person to actually record the name of Ostara or Eostra. He was a Northumbrian monk, and it was in his work of 725 Common Era, titled De Temporum Ration, A Reckoning of Time. So if you want to read more about that, that's something that you might want to look into. So yeah. And he also says that it doesn't associate with her hairs. But one angry pagan actually told us that lovely story the other day, which is Ukrainian in, I did some research, Ukrainian in its heritage. It's basically, Eostra was walking along, there was a bird that was dying, and so she decided to save the bird, and she turned the bird into a hare. Unfortunately, it went a bit wrong, so the hare was still laying eggs as a bird does. And this was seen as life coming from death, which is what Spring Equinox is all about. Now, that story is a story. Don't know if it's true or not. You know, these things. And the story started online, the internet, about 25 years ago. The guy's name was Keller. I can't remember his first name, but it is in the video. He's put that story up online, and it was then written into a children's comic called The Cricket. So something that, that you may want to look into. But it is the time of year when we have that equal day, equal night. And it was actually the spring equinox at 14:45 this afternoon. That is when the sun is at its zenith. Basically, it is in line with the equator. So astrologically speaking, that's where it is. Equal light on both sides of the planet, or northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere of the planet. So mathematically speaking, Ostara was today, but we're pagan. We celebrate rituals and festivals and Sabbats as long as we like. Every day is a Sabbat. So yeah, time to have your rituals, your celebrations. It's a good time as well to have a reflection on yourself, what you want to work towards over the next 6 weeks, because within 6 weeks' time, we get to Beltane, which is one of my favorite Sabbats. So using I like to work that basically there's a Sabbat every 6 weeks, roughly, give or take. And so I like to use each Sabbat to write down a list of things that I've done, a list of things that I didn't get to, and a list of things that I can say fuck off to, and it can bugger off, because I don't want to, you've got to drop things sometimes. You can't do everything. We're not all brilliant at everything. Like my housework, fuck off. Don't want to see the state of my house. Really don't. Meditation, self-healing, journaling, being in nature is the best thing that you can do at this time of year. I know it's not possible for everybody. Some of you still have snow around on the ground, but if you can get out into nature, do so. I was sat yesterday afternoon in the garden working on my Ostara video, and there was Mr. and Mrs. Blackbird making a nest in the ivy at the bottom of my garden. It was beautiful. The cats were all around me. They were just enjoying the sunshine. I was enjoying the sunshine, and I cut the grass as well. Proud of myself. To say that I was having withdrawals from not having my meds, running and cutting the grass, I think that was pretty good. Let me check, because I've seen some comments come up and I see that a few new people have appeared. Pagan, I think she is evidence of that cross-pollination of Celtic and Germanic cultures we spoke of on Wednesday. Absolutely. There's, we have a cross-pollination as well of Roman goddesses and gods in the UK. For those of you who have been up on the Roman road in Northumberland, runs alongside of Hadrian's Wall. There are some amazing temples, out there. The first temple I visited when I moved back here, because I moved with a friend in, what was it? Hexham. I stayed with a friend in Hexham for a while. So I'd take like little daily, weekend excursions. And the first sort of site I saw was the Temple of Mithril. And I left some coins there. Mithril, another goddess of light. So lots of goddesses of light. And obviously, if you leave offerings are always a good thing to leave for the goddess and god, because you receive that back. And it's a blessing. And it feeds some animals. Sorry, guys, I am... believe Lucifer is also referred to as Baal. Among other names, Baal is other pictured as having women's breasts and a guy's dangly pins. Yeah. And then you've got Baphomet. Baphomet is actually a pagan god, but he's often seen as the devil worshipping god. He's the one, if you have seen Sabrina, that they had him in the center of the room where they were practicing. He's got the horns, he's got his hand like that, and he's also got his bits out and stuff. But he's actually a good god to work with. And I think each god and goddess has that energy that you can work with at any time, really. You can draw on them. It's difficult sometimes to work cross-pantheon. So if you are, for example, working in the Celtic pantheon, stick to Celtic gods and goddesses. If you're working in the Roman pantheon, stick to the Roman gods and goddesses. Try not to invoke too many different ones, because it can get confusing and there can be some clash of energy as well. Mercury and Venus can both be seen by the naked eye, but only when the sun is close to the horizon, thus appearing dim enough to see them, but was fairly certain it was one of those two. Wonderful, wonderful. To be honest, the moors in Scotland actually need forestry to help the ecosystem in them. Yeah. Okay. One angry pagan. I know fuck all about Christian mythology. I don't want to know either. I fought against the insidious indoctrination through school. There's a lot in there that actually does align with paganism. And I do think that, I think my Bible's in the living room. Yes, I do read the Bible. I'm a minister. You've got to know different faiths. I speak to a lot of other ministers from other faiths. So to have conversations with them, my ex's grandmother was a minister. She was a Christian minister. So we would talk about paganism and Christianity all the time. It is just knowledge. Witchcraft is about knowledge. So it's all about learning, not just, a witch never stops learning. There is no end of a lesson. It is a continual growth pattern. And even the witches I know who have written many, many books are still going through that learning phase, are still developing. Barbara Mickle-John-Free, I talked about her the other day. She has been very, very poorly in hospital with many, many different illnesses, life-threatening illnesses. And she has just recently come out of hospital again. She has taught so many workshops. She sang in a band called Daughters of Gaia. I first met her back in 2007. Was it 2007? Yeah, in 2007. And I walked and I'm like, oh, it's you. And it was as if I'd known her forever. She is Scottish. Scottish born, but she lives now in Buxton, and she has a shop there with Flavia Peterson, I think, Peterson, I think her name is. And the two of them have been together for years and years and years, absolutely beautiful people. And she is now decided, because of her experience in hospital and the fact that she actually did pass away on the table a couple of times, that she is going to start training herself and other people to be what we call a doula for those who are passing over. So she noticed a lot of people had nobody with them when they were at the end. So she went and sat with them and held their hands. And after being there with my dad when he passed, I get it. I do get that, it's something that's so important that we do. We reassure people that they were loved when they were on this plane. US is considering occupying Karg Island to force Iran to open Hormuz Straits. Fucking hell. Trump is claimed to be weighing up a change of heart over boots on the ground. What is sophology? I'm sorry someone had to do it. Took one for the team. Hi, Sheffield. Steve, lovely to see you. We were talking about Sheffield earlier, about Threads. I'm sure you've seen it. Isn't that the religion Vance subscribes to? Sorry, guys, I'm missing some comments here, so bear with me. Vance practices playing dumb with couches. Sophology. I think she's evident. Oh yeah, we talked about that. Monk Wearmouth, Sunderland. I'm not sure what that is in relation to, Billy. Oh, is that where the grouse are? Okay. There was a study on that. The conclusion was more trees, broadleaves ones are better. Absolutely. Chris C, sofa lover, yeah. Food prepped and seasoning on hand, I can relax for a bit before cooking. What are you cooking today? Can I come round for tea? He was banned from DFS and Furniture Village. Professor Jackson Crawford is really good if you're interested in the North side of things. He's not pagan himself, I think, but he does know his stuff. Thank you. I shall have a look into that. Thank you. There are similarities between all the pantheons, definitely. The oldest pantheon, of course, is Sumerian, with the goddess Inanna and Eriscrichel and Dumuzi, and Isis is based on Inanna, and it goes back to that sort of period. When I did my third degree witchcraft, I did my descent as Inanna. That was a difficult year, very difficult year. What did you call him? Professor Jackson Crawford. There aren't enough hours in a day for me to read everything. Yeah, Pete, same question. What's cooking? Federal Arts Commission on Thursday. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's done it again. It's done it again. As above, so below. Yeah, definitely. As shown in the tree of life, Yggdrasil. What is above in the tree is also below. So generally the tree is seen as the trunk with the branches, and then underneath the roots. Hello, Daily Blase. Lovely to see you. I've been reminding everybody to pop over to you at 5 p.m. this afternoon to check out your show. I don't know if you saw, I did at you at something, Daily Blase. It was a video. It was bloody hilarious. And I think it might be something that you'd enjoy putting on the show. Yeah, it is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He is the frolicker in chief. Please tell me if you have a book of shadows. Don't worry, I've no intention of reading it. I've got several. I've got written ones, handwritten ones. I've got different spell books, and I've got ones that I've written over the years, and then I've got a file with all of that in. I've got 2 files. I don't know where the other, oh yeah, it's there. I changed it into a new file because the arch thing was broken. So yeah, I've got my stuff that I've written as well and put it into a Lever Arch file because sometimes it's just easier. But I've got 3 very fancy ones, 2 of which are full. My original one, my first one though, is my favorite. I did actually show them on a Witchy Wednesday show a few months ago, I think. So if you have a look at the Witchy Wednesday videos, you might see them there. But, you know, we're modern witches. You can have a Book of Shadows on your laptop or computer or even on your phone. You know, print the stuff out, stick it into a Lever Arch file. It's up to you what you want to do with your Book of Shadows. You know, you can buy them already written. I've got a few here. I'm not going to pull out more books because it'll take ages. But, you know, you can buy a book of, in fact, hang on, where is she? If you want to know, a vertebrae. I think it's probably from a sheep. Book of Shadows by Lady Sheba. The light is shining. There we go. This is a great book. It's all the old rituals. When was this book first released? I got this in 2005. 6th printing. Okay, it was first printed in 1971. This is the 6th printing in 2004. So there's probably an updated version here. But if you're going to, you know, have a look at the traditional way witchcraft was practiced, very strict witchcraft as well. I'm looking for something here. I'm looking for the Drawing Down the Moon. But it's really worth reading. Really worth, it's a good read. And it's easy to read as well. Yeah, here it is, Drawing Down the Moon. I invoke thee and call upon thee, O mighty mother of us all, bringer of fruitfulness by seed and by root. I invoke thee by stem and by bud. I invoke thee by life and by love, and call upon thee to descend into the body of this thy priestess and servant. Hear with her ears, speak with her tongue, touch with her hands, kiss with her lips, that thy servant may be fulfilled. And the charge of the goddess, I love this. All ye assembled at my shrine, mother darksome and divine. Mind the scourge and mind the kiss, here I charge you in this sign. All ye assembled in my sight, bow before my spirit bright. Aphrodite, Arianrod, the lover of the horned god, mighty queen of witchery and night, Morgan, Etienne, Nissen, Diana Brigide, Melusine. Am I named of old by men, Artemis and Ceridwen, hell's dark mistress, heaven's queen. Ye who would ask of me a rune, or who would ask of me a boon, meet me in some secret glade, dance round my greenwood shade, by the light of the full moon, in a place wild and lone, dance about mine altar stone. Work my holy mystery, ye who feign to sorcery. I bring ye secrets yet unknown. No more shall ye know slavery, who give true worship unto me. Ye who tread my round on Sabbath night, come ye naked to the rite. In token that ye be really free, I teach ye the mystery of rebirth, work ye mysteries in mirth. Heart joined to heart and lip to lip. 5 other points of fellowship that bring ye ecstasy here on earth. For I am the cycle of rebirth. I ask no sacrifice, but do bow. No other law but love I know. By naught but love may I be known. All things living are mine own. From me they come, to me they go. Blessed be. That is, I think Drawing Down the Moon is it's a long time since I've actually used that in a ritual. That's why I had to read it out of the book, but it's absolutely brilliant. For when we draw down the moon in witchcraft, I have a wand that has got crystals on either end. It's an oak. I'm doing it again, aren't I? It's an oak branch, and it's been wrapped, and it has 2-point crystals on either end. So I always point the one at the moon and the other to my heart. So I am drawing that energy down into me. Now, when I do that, it's almost as if I go into a trance and I go around the circle and I give people messages. Now, I cannot remember afterwards what the messages were. And I tell people before I start, look, don't come to me afterwards and ask me what I meant, because it's not me. It's not me that's speaking. It is the goddess speaking through me. Okay, I'm going to scroll down, see who I have missed. I've missed loads of stuff. Cheesy veggie pasta. Ooh. Iran has just announced that by the UK providing our military bases to the US to use is seen as participation in the aggression. Too tall for military service. Well, in the Marines, yeah, submarines, yeah, because you'd be walking like that all the time. A good film to watch. I watched it the other night. Really good if you haven't already seen it. War Machine, the one with the guy from, what's his name? What's that show's name? Begins with an R. It's in my head. It's really good. It's really, really good. Highly recommend it. I don't normally watch movies like that, but it was one of those sitting on the edge of the seat films. So very, very good film. Can't remember his name. Or what is the bloody name of that show? It's his name. It's his name in the show. That is the name of that show. I'm sure somebody will tell me what it is. That's amazing. Thank you. I'll look for one. But when I said I've no intention, I meant your personal ones. Oh, yes, no, personal ones I won't share with anybody. No, they have got my stuff in. That's when I die, they can go on a fire or into the bin, or my niece maybe use them. I don't know, or pass them over to somebody else who is pagan in a coven. But they are. I use the rituals out of them, but there's other stuff in there that is also very, very personal to myself, because a book of shadows, we all have this idea that a book of shadows is something like in Charmed. It's not. I wish it was. I wish my book of shadows looked like that, but it is your personal journey. It's like a journal. So you will write down your readings in there. You will refer back to them, when you do another one, like, oh yeah, I see that this happened, or I misinterpreted that and it was like this, or the intention that I set didn't quite work. Why didn't it work? Because I wasn't specific enough. Or your personal correspondence tables that you learn, the symbols that you learn. There's a load of stuff that goes into the whole book of shadows. It's not, you put your spells in there as well, but I have spell books, and then I have my book of shadows, which contains a lot of the rituals that I do, and then the spells that I do within those rituals are in that as well. But I've got to the stage now where when I do a ritual, it's just there. There's no real preparation because I know what to do. And when I cast spells, it's also just there. There's no, it is just, been practicing for that long. Maximum height for enlistment in the US military generally ranges up to 6 feet 8 inches for most branches, though this can vary slightly by service branch. Okay. Yeah, how gullible is Starmer and his team? Yeah. Just hearing the Lord's Prayer makes me hear the screams of all those heathens to whom were the last words. Yeah, I get it. I get it, pagan. I do. Completely understand. Completely understand. Busy reading the Malleus at the moment. It's, yeah, I get what you mean. Baron is 1 inch over the maximum height for military service, must be wearing platform shoes. Well, it's said that Trump has insoles in his shoes, isn't it? Because he seems to tip forward slightly. His old man probably told him to wear lifts. Yeah, that's it. So Larry said exactly what I just said. Exactly what I just said. I'm sorry if I've missed any comments, guys. The comment thing scrolls so fast. So I've talked about Ostara. What the hell are you? So coming to Trump, as has just been mentioned, it's turned 20. I thought, okay, happy birthday, Baron. Okay, so talking about Trump, I know some of you have already seen this because I know it's been on previous videos, and I know that Regan Elite used it this morning. Please pop Regan Elite's link into the channel as well, guys. Absolutely brilliant show on a morning, 11 a.m. And he does shows throughout the week as well. I did see a little bit of his show last night. I didn't see it all though because I fell asleep, which was nothing to do with the show. It's to do with me not having had my meds. Ocean Keltoy is another Germanic pagan writer who I really like too. It's because of him that I view Fenrir with pity, not fear or scorn. I had a cat called Fenrir, beautiful black kitty called Fenrir. So, yeah. Right. So Trump, once again, put his foot, both feet, in his mouth at the same time. I'm sure you've heard this, but I'm going to play it anyway. Let me know if you can't hear it, guys. You won't be able to hear the question that's being asked. This is from NBC News. So, yeah.
Pen and Lewis are very good friends. But one question, why didn't you tell US allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay, right?
Her face when he says that, she just shifts and she tries so hard to remain calm. I would have got up and walked out and probably slapped him around the face as well. Just disgusting. Disgusting. How disgusting to bring that up. It is the white supremacy thing. It is the white supremacy. Let's listen to that again, what he said.
Pen and Lewis are very good friends. But one question, why didn't you tell US allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay, why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay, right? He's asking me, do you believe in surprise? I think much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what and much more than we anticipated doing. So if I go and tell everybody about it, there's no longer a surprise, right?
He is such a dickhead. He really is. How? How is this man in charge? How? People lost their minds when they voted for him. They absolutely lost their minds. Trump talking about his filthy antics. Yeah, I also laughed at that bit. Steve. Person impersonator, bye-bye. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Did you see Regan Elite's post this morning? Daisy, man and gender, neutral toilet. Oh my God, poor guy. Print with it. I didn't see that. I'll go and have a look afterwards. Yes, I did see your face makeup last night, Pagan, and I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I've got loads of friends who do the whole runic Nordic makeup when we do our rituals. I draw stuff all over my face as well. So when I do Samhain, I sort of half of my face is black, and I draw in white paint on top of that. Signified me as a follow of the Blessed Frig. Yeah. A brief history. The Japanese did inform the USA on the day of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and also the USA knew about the plans to attack Pearl Harbor and did nothing because they think they're the best. Yes, Friday Frolics, definitely at 5 p.m, guys. Please go and support Daily Blase. It's absolutely brilliant. It's so worth watching that show on a Friday when you've had a shit week. So I highly recommend it. I really, really do. He's brilliant. Yeah, he's got no filter, no filter. I know that Diz goes on about the confetti on Graham's show, but I always say coffee whenever I'm having a cup of coffee. It's just there. It's just stuck. It's just stuck. So the US didn't obliterate Iran's nuclear stockpile then, as he bragged. Did they have a nuclear stockpile to begin with? I thought they did it last year. Who knows? Right, so I want to play two shorts. The first one is Rupert Lowe. And I'm just going to play this and have a listen. And we'll discuss it. And then I'm going to play another one by Zach Polanski and compare the difference in what is said and how it's said.
To the young white men who feel ignored and insulted, I want to speak directly to you. For too long, young white men in this country have been treated as if your concerns don't matter, your struggles don't count, and your identity is something to apologize for. That your love of your country is somehow racist and wrong. You've been told to stay quiet, to step aside, to accept being blamed for things you never did and problems that you didn't create. Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with being white. There is nothing wrong with being man. There is nothing wrong with being straight. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. The cancer of DEI, along with the Blairite legacy, must be eradicated and erased from our society. Britain needs strong, grounded, responsible men. Men and women who work hard, protect their communities, build their families, and stand firm in their values. And despite what some might tell you, there's nothing shameful about wanting to be that person. We should be unapologetic in our promotion of those ideals. I say to you today, keep going. It will get better.
Okay, so I'm going to play Zach Polanski's video now, and then we'll go back and listen to Rupert Lowe again with me stopping it and giving my 2 cents worth. And I know I'm going to get flack for it, and that's fine, doesn't matter. They're my views. You know, I am a sovereign person. I am allowed to have my own views. I am a loony lefty. Accept it, own it, quite happy with having that name. You know, I discussed paganism on Wednesday, that there is a right-wing faction of paganism. There is a left-wing faction of paganism, as there is in all religion. And that politics exists within paganism. It's there. It has been there for thousands of years, and it has definitely been there since we were being burned, hanged, and drowned. So let's listen to Zach's and notice the difference.
Almost 1 million young people in the country who are not working or learning. So I want to know, how would you solve that youth unemployment crisis?
Unemployment is at a record high. In fact, the last time it was this high was during the COVID pandemic. And that's, for context, how much of a risk this is and something we need to deal with. Everything I've just talked about in my speech is about productivity and investment, making sure we're investing in the future jobs of tomorrow. In fact, the future jobs of today, making sure that those jobs are being created. And that's a way of getting young people working, making sure that there's investment both to deal with some of the crises we're facing in our communities, but also jobs that we could be creating for young people. The most obvious example that I referenced in my speech is insulating people's homes. We have some of the leakiest homes in Europe in terms of energy efficiency. If we insulated every home in Britain that needs it, that could create hundreds of thousands of good green jobs that could be in the public sector, where people could be unionized, so they're organized for power and conditions at work. They're treated properly with dignity and care, and they're paid a proper wage. It would also reduce emissions, vital in a climate crisis, and it would reduce bills, vital in a cost of living crisis. So that's a triple win. I also think more widely, we need to make sure that young people are at the table. I'm sick of hearing politicians say, oh, I'm so inspired by young people. We'll actually help them to be at the table so they can co-design policy, co-produce, to make sure that they're designing the future that they want.
There's almost a million.
Okay, I've seen some comments here. I'm just going to read them. Ex-US Security Service member Kent has said that Iran had a fatwa on building a nuclear bomb in 2004. So all of this just being dog walked by nutty Yahoo into this war. I thought that said dog wanked then. And I've got to get that out of my head. Sorry, guys, it's jumping up again. He insults our troops and veterans that they weren't at the front, then wants British assistance. This from the Bone Spur Draft Dodger. Absolutely. I was so shocked when he actually insulted our troops. What was it, 450? Who we lost. Thank you for your service. You know, we need an army, a navy, an air force. Every country does. We don't want to have it, but we need it. When there are people like Trump out there, we need it. There's nothing wrong with being a white, straight, cisgendered man in the same way there's nothing wrong with being a black, gay, trans woman. It's identity and not in intent. Absolutely agree with you. There is nothing wrong with being a white, straight, gendered man. Definitely agree with you. I'm going to go back to that video in a moment and say my things. You don't think I'm a loony lefty, Liebchen. Thank you. Thank you. But I am. I own it. You know, I don't think if somebody calls me a loony left, I'm yeah, so what? I have empathy. I want happiness. I want peace. I don't want war. I don't want there to be hardship in the world. The world has enough money so that every single being on this planet can have a home, can have clothes, can have food, and can have heating. Pagan, definitely a lefty. Oh yeah, definitely a lefty. Thank you for adding Reagan Elite's link there, Elle. Brilliant. Woke and proud. Watch the interview between Kent and Feka Carlsberg. It just shows what a facade the Iran war is. Social liberalism is being blamed for the ills of right-wing economics, and social conservatism is being presented as the answer. Yeah. Yeah. Bleach needed, Sir Larry. Sorry. Larry and Paul. When the call from G.W. Bush after 9/11, our troops were the first there. Yeah. I know. Just, you know, America didn't start that war. Or did it? I don't know. There's loads of conspiracy theories about it. But, you know, so that war, in a sense, was justified, but we know it was illegal. And the UK could have been the next target. So, yeah, there was that need to, but yeah, it was an illegal war. But like you say, our troops were the first there. So let's go back to Rupert Lowe again and let's hear what he says again. Sorry, guys, I know this is hard hearing, or hard listening, but I'm going to stop it and say my tuppence worth.
To the young white men who feel ignored and insulted, I want to speak directly to you.
Who's ignoring and insulting them? Can somebody tell me who's ignoring and insulting them? group at low IQ. Yeah. He's a clever man. He is a very clever man. He has a certain amount of charisma. He's not as outwardly fascist as Froggage, but he is definitely somebody to be wary of. He says the same things as Froggage, but in a much more hidden way. Yeah, he's speaking to his base, the racists. Absolutely. Absolutely, Daily Blase, he is. The reason I'm talking about Low and Restore is because I did a video the other week on something that I saw on another channel. And I had a huge amount of flack from that, which is where I gained the new subs, which is they're probably just watching me for a laugh. That's okay. I don't mind. You know, if they find me funny, that's cool. I've been told I am one clown short of a circus and one sandwich short of a picnic and all sorts of stuff. And that's okay. I don't care. It really doesn't bother me at all. I think when you get to my age, insults like that just... Can't you think of anything original? Yeah. 404 British troops lost their lives during the War of Terror. 8 of those deaths were due to friendly fire by US troops. Yeah. Lord Haw Haw. May Fenrir take Low's hand instead of tears. Yeah. So let's go back. So he's specifically addressing a group of white British men who feel that they have been ignored. But nobody is ignoring them. Nobody. They haven't evolved. That's the problem. They haven't evolved.
For too long, young white men in this country have been treated as if your concerns don't matter.
Who's treated them as if their concerns don't matter? Who? I can't think of anybody who's saying that white British men, cisgendered men's concerns don't matter because it's white British men who are in charge. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see who has been telling white British men that their concerns don't matter. Such a piss take from one as wealthy as he is, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Yeah. And come to that in a minute. But yeah, it's like, he's already in Parliament. Why hasn't he already done something about it? I tried to comment, but I think it got stopped. If you were swearing, it might have done. YouTube doesn't allow certain words, so use asterisks in place of certain letters. Like I always use them in place of vowels. So yeah.
Your struggles don't count, and your identity is something to apologise for.
Who's saying this, that white British men should apologise for their identity? Who's saying this? Have you heard anything? I haven't. I haven't heard anybody say you must apologise because you're a white, straight British man. If you are a horrible person and you commit crimes and you are misogynist, then yeah. But if you're just a good bloke who's, you know, does his bit, gets a job, you know, why are they being, they're not being ignored. They're not being ignored. It is like Pagans just said there, National Front, yeah, and the BM in the 70s. and early 80s, but in a different rapper, same steps, but a different dance. Exactly. It is fascism. This is how it riles up the group of people that they're talking about to go, oh, yeah, I'm a victim. I'm a victim. I think a lot of it started happening around Black Lives Don't Matter, because then it was all lives. If all lives matter. Yeah, they do. But at that point in time in America, and still, Black lives are not treated the same as white lives. And here in the United Kingdom, it is the same. And we say, we speak about women's equality. We want women's equality. And men will turn around and say, well, you've already got equality. No, we don't. We don't, without knowing the nuances as to why we don't have equality. And it's not just equality for women here in the United Kingdom or in the West, but it's equality for women all over the world. That's something that somebody said to me earlier on today in a post. They commented, why don't I, not on YouTube, on Facebook, why don't I support women who have been, in other countries that are abused by their religions and so on? I do support them. I'm trying to stop FGM and the young marriage rates and so on. It disgusts me. It absolutely disgusts me the way that some men treat women. And yes, some religions and the orthodox and the extremes do treat women worse. And I think, just a thought, just a question to ask is, if people from those countries are coming here as asylum seekers, could it be that they're coming here because they want to change who they are? They don't want to follow that religion, that belief system. They want to treat women better. The women want to be treated better. Just asking a question. They're pushing. Yeah, I've read that. The NHS is reviewing my right to hormones. The TERFs take great delight in calling me ugly and a man. Fucking hell. But please, Rupert, tell me more about how insulted and abused they are. I certainly have never told a white, straight British man that his opinions don't matter. I'm concerned about the crimes some of them have committed against me. Absolutely, Dark 4x4. Absolutely. Absolutely. Another conversation that I was having with this person who apparently has many degrees and diplomas and bloody fish paste, but they were saying that more men are unalived than women. True. But who unalives those men and women? Men. And the vast majority of them get away with it. It's class war more than right versus left. It is class war, but it is becoming that right. Is it class or is it racism or bigotry? Or, I think it's everything all mixed in together. There's this buildup of stuff that, women are fighting for equality. And white British men think that they have been ignored, but they haven't. They haven't been ignored. They're being told by the likes of Lowe and Froggage that they're being ignored, but they're not. Sorry, guys. I'm was educated at Dragon School, then Radley College, an all-boys independent boarding school, and the University of Reading. He then worked in the City of London for Morgan Grenfell Deutsche Bank. Yes, and he is a millionaire. He is a multi-millionaire. He is the elite.
That your love of your country is somehow racist and wrong.
Who is telling them that the love of England is racist or wrong? I love England. I love living here. When I lived in South Africa, I wanted to come back here because I missed England. It's class, because it's the elite destroying us all to retain power. Yes, Mithril, you're 100% right there. 100% right. Totally agree with that. Yeah, totally agree with that.
Being told to stay quiet, to step aside, to accept being blamed for things you never did and problems that you didn't create.
No, the young white men didn't create these problems. The old white elite men created these problems. He's also founded Secure Retirement, a quoted care home provider. Yeah. He does donate his MP salary to charity, and he chooses different charities. That is commendable. That is highly commendable. And you guys know that I donate to many different charities through my running. And next month, my race is April the 18th. I'm going to be raising funds for cats protection. I know, but it's cats. It's either them or refuge. So I will set up a GoFundMe page for that, and that money will be sent to cats protection. So yeah, and then probably summer I'll raise money for refuge, other races that I've got coming up as well. But Lowe was a member of Tory party until 93 and then left the party after questioning the Maastricht Treaty. Yeah. I believe me, I've had to suffer watching quite a lot of his shit to get these things. So I'm fully aware of what he is and everything. And I'm sort of loath to do videos on it because I know I'm going to get backlash. But I'm hoping that some people will see the light. I'm not telling those people they should join the Green Party. You all know I'm a member of the Green Party. That is who I align with. I did align with the Labour Party. They fucked me over. So fuck them. I left them and I'm now with the Greens because I believe that the Green Party have more for us than any other party, because Reform and Restore are both limited. They are not political parties. They are businesses. And what does a business do? It makes money for its shareholders. Who is funding them? That's a question that needs to be asked. Musk is funding Restore. Do you honestly think the biggest nat C in the world, who openly threw a salute, cares or has anybody's, best interests at heart? No, he doesn't. He doesn't care about anything but the ket that he puts into himself, his phallic-looking space rockets, and, counting his money like Scrooge McDuck.
Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with being white. There is nothing wrong with being man. There is nothing wrong with being straight. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. The camp.
Press the wrong button. The system is the problem. That is run by the elites.
Side to accept being blamed for things you never did and problems that you didn't create. Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with being white. There is nothing wrong with being man. There is nothing wrong with being straight. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. The cancer of DEI.
DEI. Pointing fingers at those who are disabled, who have been trodden on, who have been made less than, women. Blaming it on something that his government put in place. That is a typical fascist rhetoric, is point fingers at these people because they're the ones that are harming you. We're not harming you, the people that are rich and wealthy. No, those little people that you know, we're trying to look after in society, they're the ones that are causing all the damage. They're the ones that are the problem.
Along with the Blairite legacy, must be eradicated and erased from our society. Britain needs strong, grounded, responsible men. Men and women who work hard, protect their communities, build their families, and stand firm in their values.
Nothing wrong with any of that at all. Except for the fact that men, patriarchy, again, talking about the man being in charge, men and women working hard. And that puts the sort of direction of the conversation towards the shirkers who don't work hard, who are on benefits, who are, there was another thing that I saw about of him earlier as well, talking about benefits and people who don't work and so on, you know, that the whole benefit system is up the wazoo, which it is. But have they ever tried to live on the pittance that you get? Because I would love to see them try and live on that. Oh, what did they say? What did Mouse Cat Jam say? Well, was it something that I could have really responded to? It would have been nice. Did anybody screenshot it? Oh, because I can see the reform. Oh yeah, they do love Lowe. They do love Rupert Lowe. I know they do. I can see them watching me with steam coming out of their ears. Their faces going redder and a fucking bitch. She doesn't fucking know what she's talking about. Fucking crazy cat lady. Bothered. Muppet Master UCAC. I know, Chris, and thank you. I'm just sick to the back teeth of inflated insert long string of insults here, taking my rights and trying to take my medication away to distract from their failures. Yeah. Cats should be aware of badgers. I don't think my cats would go anywhere near badgers, although Thorn does look a bit like a badger. Bannon's salute was very lackluster, though. Yeah. Even do the Rupert impression as well. But yeah, I hope you do it today, Daily. That'll be fun. But yeah, it's just, I can see them all watching this, and I know that some of them are, watch this, go and give her grief. Bring it. It's okay, because it will divert traffic to my channel. Hopefully I'll get more subs and, you know, get up to 1,000. And if people want to comment, they have to subscribe to the channel. And they have to subscribe for a week. Just saying. Right, you'll take the cat lady. Where's that? Over the lot any day of the week. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we get told by a lot of incel type men that, oh, you're a lonely old cat lady and blah, blah. Lonely? Not lonely. Happy. Don't have to put up with some bloke farting next to me on the settee at night and having to watch shit that he watches. And I can walk around and fart at my own will and scratch my bum and pick my nose and do all of those things without somebody commenting at me.
And despite what some might tell you, there's nothing shameful about wanting to be that person. We should be unapologetic in our promotion of those ideals. I say to you today, keep going. It will get better.
There's an intonation in what he is saying there, and again, it comes from the fascist playbook, is become a group, become a force, gather together and keep going, because it will get better. It's not going to get better. When you look around the world at people like Trump and, you know, it's not going to get better, because men rule the world. It's a brilliant garbage song. Brilliant garbage song. One common phrase I've heard, that's so gay, realizes I'm standing right behind them. No, I meant it in the bad way, not the you way. Yeah. So I've got a gay friend. I've got a black friend. That doesn't mean that you aren't racist or you aren't a homophobe or a transphobe. And you know what? I can guarantee you that the vast majority of people out there who are transphobes don't even know anybody who is trans. I do love a good fart, usually when I'm letting them go. My cats run away. They run away, terrified. I have a cat sitting on my knee and it's like, pachoo, they're gone. Mind bleach needed after that. Sorry, Sir Larry. Sorry. I don't know if you're talking about me and my farting or Rupert Lowe. Ooh, a special one with a Tory Brextremist. Brilliant. Shall have a look for that. Right, let's go back to Zach Polanski now and compare. Rupert Lowe is basically telling white British men, you're shit, you've been dealt shit, things will get better, but how? He doesn't say how things are going to get better, does he? He just leaves it there. It's just like,
young people in the country who are not working or learning. So I want to know, how would you solve our youth unemployment crisis?
Unemployment is at a record high. In fact, the last time it was this high was during the COVID pandemic. And that's, for context, how much of a risk this is and something we need to deal with. Everything I've just talked about in my speech is about productivity and investment, making sure we're investing in the future jobs of tomorrow. In fact, the future jobs of today, making sure that those jobs are being created. And that's a way of getting young people working, making sure that there's investment both to deal with some of the crises we're facing in our communities, but also jobs that we could be creating for young people.
See, he is talking about creating jobs for young people. And that's the people that Lowe is saying that. Lowe probably appeals to the boomers and possibly Gen Xers. I hate to say that because I'm a Gen Xer and I'm not right wing at all. But Gen Xers did live through that BNP EDL era and recognize the, that fascism, that hate, that race hating time. And I will agree that a lot of white men have been not sidelined, but made to feel sidelined. Why? Thatcher, she took away everything. She took away the mines. She took away all the jobs. She sent everything out across the sea to manufacturing to China and India and other countries, taking that away from the people here and making it into a service society. So, telephones, even those are outsourced to India or South Africa. I speak to South African people on the phone. I'm like, you're South African? Yeah, where are you from? Durban. Oh, what's the weather like today? Have these conversations with them. So the governments, successive governments, have taken away those jobs because it's private. It's private businesses. And one thing that Lowe has said, he has said that private business is better for the people than state-owned. But we know and we have seen in the past that state-owned worked better than privatization. People can't afford to get on a train. You know, Froggage talks about, and Lowe does as well, actually, talks about, you know, alternatives to the NHS. Well, what are those alternatives? Those alternatives are private healthcare, which some people do have the money to pay for. And most of those people are boomers because they've got the money in the bank. So it's, you know, it's playing on masculinity. It's playing on insecurities that some men have. I'm not saying all men are insecure at all, but it is playing on insecurities that they've perhaps had a shitty education, you know, from a disadvantaged background in a poor area where the governments have ignored them, and, you know, all governments, successive governments have ignored them over time, and they want to reclaim what has been taken away from them. But it's not been taken away by the loony lefties. It's been taken away by successive governments. And yet they are being told by the likes of Lowe and Froggage to take it out on us, that we, the loony lefties, are the worst. Yeah, millennials were born between 1980 and 1996. And then it's Gen Zers and then Gen Alpha. Privatization has been a monumental failure and was sold to the public with massive lie that it would allow competition and reduce prices. Everything got more expensive. There's no hope for young people. Nothing. I agree, Billy. I agree. There isn't. And it's because successive governments have taken it away. So I understand their anger. I do. I understand it, you know, completely understand it. But when you listen to Polanski, he has hope for the future. He has hope. He is putting forward propositions that stand a good chance of working. Late 70s, you're Gen X. You're Gen X. I was born in 69. Gen X goes up to, 80 something? Yeah, 84, I think. Hi, Tommy Lee. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. And those things for young people that have been taken away, you know, free education taken away. Education leads to so many different things. You know, it allows you to see what you want to be and what you want to do, and gives you the best outlook on life. It really, really does. Brothers, sisters, we don't need the fascist groove thing. Love that song. Love that song. Was it Human League or Heaven 17? Because I know it's the same people. I think Fascist Groove thing was Heaven 17, wasn't it? But I did love that song. You love this coat of mine. Thank you. It has a hood and buttons. And it's lovely. Shine. Thank you for the compliment. White House urges Congress to take a light touch on AI regulations in new legislative blueprint. AI, that's another thing. AI is going to take jobs away from people. It is going to remove jobs away from people. Robots already do all the work in car factories that people used to do. All that people do now in factories is fix the machines and, you know, load the machines and carry stuff from place to place. You're going to go and get food cooking and then curl up under a duvet and mope. Don't mope. Watch Daily Blase. Please pop a link up for Daily Blase again, guys, to make sure that everybody goes over and watches his show. That'll cheer you up no end. It really will. And it'll be this wonderful people in chat. And, you know, I'll be there for a little bit as well. So coding AI into your custom order management system to help you manage your orders. In some ways, it's good. Do I think some companies' unique selling point in the near future may be that they don't use AI? Absolutely, absolutely. There's a what's his name? I can't remember his name now. He's brilliant. He does true crime stuff he does videos, but you don't see him. He does it all, but he actually has put on there real person narrating, real person narration, because a lot of the true crime stuff that you watch, it is AI narrated, and you can tell when it is because it doesn't finish a sentence and it doesn't sort of have that same intonation that we have, although it is learning. But yeah, Dark Case documentaries, that's what it is. Go and have a look at his stuff. He's brilliant. He did one last night, actually, that I watched, which is brilliant, about Clop Hill. I don't know if you guys have heard about Clop Hill. It was all about the satanic panic back in the 60s. Worth watching. There's a couple of movies as well about Clop Hill, which are worth watching as well. Very weird. Very, very weird. British horror. I love British horror. British horror is sometimes far better than, and Irish horror as well. British and Irish horror, very, very good. Polanski defends his plans for more borrowing, saying they're exact opposite of Liz Truss. Yeah. Speaking of Gen X, as Billy Idol's movie I Should Be Dead came out this week. The song was Heaven 17, written by Janis Joplin. Japanese horror is also very, very good, but I don't like reading subtitles. It's nothing to do with the subtitles or the actual content of the film. It's because I like to look at my phone at the same time, or crochet. So, when I'm doing things here, I can, but if it's subtitles, I've got to pay attention. Hammer horror. Oh my God, The House That Bled to Death. Brilliant film. Brilliant film. That loved it. Used to sit watching my black and white TV on a Friday night. Me and my mate Jane, we'd be in my bed, double bed, or at her house. We'd be like that, watching the Hammer House of Horror. Peter Laws is brilliant as well. Mithril, absolutely love Peter Laws. He's got a new one coming up tomorrow night too. Think that AI is being overhyped in the same way nuclear fission was in the 50s. It has its place, but it can't do what many seem to want it to. Can relate. I used to watch anime subbed, but now I just can't be arsed with it anymore. Doesn't matter how bad the dub is. Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't mind dubbed films, but if it's captions, I have to do lots of things at the same time. I'm not ADHD, but I have quite a short attention span. But when I was watching that film War Machine the other night with Reacher, that was his name. That's the guy. He's from Reacher. It was really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah. So if you are into it's a war movie with a massive difference. So if you're into that, I'd say watch it. It's on Prime. Is it on Prime or Netflix? It's either on Netflix or Prime. In fact, there's a first boss in Sheffield with Heaven 17's Penthouse and Pavement album is wrapped all around the outside. Oh, wow. That's cool. That is very cool. Right. Yeah, because they are from Chef, aren't they? Because Human League had Heaven 17 members in it, didn't it? I think, if I remember correctly. Let's go back to Zach, because we only have a few more minutes, guys, before we hand over to the wonderful, the amazing Darren Daily Blase show for Friday Frolics. So you must go and support Daily Blase. He's absolutely brilliant. I really brilliant. Love his stuff. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know how he preps everything like that, but he's just brilliant.
Most obvious example that I referenced in my speech is insulating people's homes. We have some of the leakiest homes in Europe in terms of energy efficiency. If we insulated every home in Britain that needs it, that could create hundreds of thousands of good green jobs that could be in the public sector, where people could be unionized, that are organized for power and conditions at work. They're treated properly with dignity and care, and they're paid a proper wage. It would also reduce emissions, vital in a climate crisis, and it would reduce bills, vital in the cost of living crisis.
And he's right, absolutely 100% right. This house is not insulated. The roof is, but the rest of it isn't, and it is fucking freezing in this house. It's the old pit boss's house. There's a mine shaft in the garden. I've told you guys this before. The pit head was across the road. I'm at the top of the hill. So no matter which way I run, I have to run up at the end. But yeah, creating green jobs, you know, it's a whole new sector. And it will, you know, insulating homes will need re-insulating. Solar panels will need replacing. The wind turbines will need replacing. My brother-in-law sells the batteries. You know, he that's what he does. The batteries for those things. That is what he does. There's a huge demand for them. And yes, there's still plastic used in it at the moment. And I'm sure that there will more than likely be some other form of substance that can be used in these things as well. But I'm off to feed the 5,000. That must be cats, people, cats, half of Human League. Yeah, so it is, you know, creating the green industry. I don't know if you guys get the recycled plastic bags that they now use from the chemist. I do, the recycled batteries. No. AI won't be replacing sign writers anytime soon, especially as it sometimes prints text as gobbledygook. It does. I don't know if you guys have seen, there's an image of me running that I asked it to do because I needed a specific background. And you know, I wear the Cats Protection shirt. So I had a number on the shirt in the picture. So it took the number away and put, so it's got 2 Cats Protection logos on. My chemist still uses paper bags. I don't mind them recycling plastic because it is creating industry and it's doing something with the plastic.
That's a triple win. I also think more widely, we need to make sure that young people are at the table. I'm sick of hearing politicians say, oh, I'm so inspired by young people. We'll actually help them to be at the table so they can co-design policy, co-produce, to make sure that they're designing the future that they want.
There's almost
Yeah, get young people around the table. Speak to them. Find out what they want. They're the ones that are going to be here in the future. Not us. Not us. They're the ones that I worry about. I worry about my niece and nephew. Couldn't have children. And, you know, they're the ones that I worry about the most. And if, you know, I just hope that there's going to be a better world for them. I really do. I really do hope that, I mean, proportional representation, Labour are not going to implement it, you know, would give such a better way of running the country. You know, we need people in power that are progressive. Regressive, restoring is not the way to go. It has to be something new because time moves on. It doesn't stand still. We can't go backwards. You know, I see a lot of British people, white British people saying, why can't it be like it was in the 50s? Because it never can be. It never can be. Women are now able to get jobs. The economy is so expensive that if you are living in a family, you know, and you want children, you have to work 2 jobs. Both, you know, parents have to work. The cost of childcare is expensive. So often the kids go to the grandparents. How old is Zach? Yeah, I think he's about that age, Elle. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I 100% agree with you. We need a younger PM. But people don't trust young people because people look at white, grey-haired men who have been successful in business and think that's the person that is going to look after us. They're not. What are they looking after? Their own bank balances, their own pockets. One thing that I do admire about Rupert Lowe is the fact that he set up the trials for the grooming gangs. He did a fundraiser for it. Why he couldn't have used his own money for it, I don't know. But there was the Casey report that she already did, that the Tories didn't do anything about. And then the Tories told Labour to do another investigation into it. And then Rupert Lowe was speaking in somebody's ear and said, well, Jess Phillips is not doing a good enough job on this. So come with me and I'll lead you and help you with this. But what about the thousands of white PDFs who have grooming gangs? What about people like Andrew Tate, who use intercourse trafficking as, you know, that's his thing? You know, it's not just a Pakistani or, you know, man who does that kind of thing. It is those animals, because they are animals, they're disgusting, they disgust me. Pick on young girls who are poor, lost, their parents are generally divorced, they're not doing well at school, they're not being given the direction in life that they need. And that stems from the economy. That stems from helping people, giving them what they need to move forwards. Anyway, guys, it is 3 minutes to 5. The clock is ticking. Remember that? Remember Crackerjack? It's Friday. It's 5 to 5. It's Crackerjack. Remember that? So Crackerjack, young boys being targeted as well. Chris C, definitely. But the majority are young girls. And I don't want to, you know, differentiate between the two because it's horrific. It is horrific. Any abuse against any child is fucking horrific, and those people should suffer greatly in jail, in prison. I think there should be, you know, women should, you know, be given a chance to, but that's just my thought. So I'm going to leave you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a wonderful, so excited, crush a grape. Used to love that as well. I did Crackerjack advert for Diley's. Oh, brilliant, Sir Larry, brilliant. Right, guys, go and watch Daily Blase. Tell him I send my love. I will be with him as soon as I can. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to all the mods. Really appreciate it. If you do want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. The link to the Buy Me a Coffee is in my bio on the homepage. Really have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful Ostara. Enjoy the days of sunlight. Enjoy the warmth. Take care of each other. Mwah. Blessed be, guys.